In the endless dark of the Orion fringe, a single ship floated among dying stars. The Wayfarer's Hope wasn't much to look at. Its hull was scarred from micrometeor impacts. Its engines coughed when pushed past cruising speed, and its captain, Lyra Venn, had long stopped expecting luck to be on her side. Lyra was a freelancer, part scavenger, part explorer, and entirely desperate. The galaxy was full of jobs, but most were taken by guild-backed captains or corporate fleets. Freelancers like her got what was left: the dangerous, the forgotten, and the poorly paid. She sat in her cockpit, boots propped against the console, reading the new job offer on her display. It came through the independent prospector's net, a digital wasteland of questionable contracts. Unregistered derelict vessel detected. Possible salvage. Coordinates X442, Sector 9, reward 5,000 credits. 5,000? She muttered. For a ghost ship in the fringe? That's either a trap or someone's really desperate. Her ship's AI, a small cube-shaped drone named Pax, hovered beside her, glowing faint blue. Probability suggests 62% chance of structural instability, 30% chance of pirates, 7% chance of profit, Lyra smirked. That's 7% more than last time. She engaged the jump drive. The stars stretched into streaks of white as Wayfarer's Hope entered slipstream. During the long travel, Lyra thought about her life before freelancing. Once she had worked in a Terran research station, studying alien ruins for the United Earth Fleet. But bureaucracy and politics had buried her curiosity. She'd quit, traded her uniform for freedom, and took to the stars, though freedom wasn't as glamorous as she'd imagined. When the ship exited slipstream, a massive silhouette drifted before her. The derelict wasn't a human design. Its architecture was alien, sleek curves, golden metal, and faint pulsing symbols that seemed alive. Pax hummed uneasily. Structure analysis. Unknown origin. No records in the galactic database. Then we just made history, Lyra said, her eyes wide with awe. Prep the drone scanners. Let's see what secrets you're hiding. The derelict loomed like a sleeping titan. Lyra maneuvered the Hope alongside it, matching rotation. Her ship's lights illuminated a docking port, half open and flickering with faint blue energy. Pressure's unstable, she muttered, donning her suit. Manual entry it is. Captain, Pax warned. My sensors detect faint biosignatures aboard. Biosignatures? She frowned. But this thing's been adrift for who knows how long. Affirmative. Weak but present. Curiosity burned stronger than caution. Humans were explorers by instinct, and Lyra was no different. Then let's meet the neighbors, she said. Inside, the ship was silent, eerily so. Dust floated in the weak gravity. Strange light pulsed through the walls like veins carrying liquid light. Every step echoed softly. This place feels alive, Lyra whispered. She reached what looked like a control room. Symbols glowed on a console, unreadable but mesmerizing. Her scanner couldn't translate them. No known linguistic route, Pax confirmed. But energy levels suggest partial power remains. As she investigated, a soft hiss filled the air. A doorway opened behind her on its own. She spun, weapon ready. Something moved in the shadows. A tall figure, wrapped in silver fabric, stepped forward. Its skin shimmered faintly like polished glass. Its eyes glowed white. Lyra's heart raced. She'd seen aliens before, dozens of species, but never one like this. Identify yourself, she said, voice firm but cautious. The being tilted its head. Its voice came as a musical whisper, somehow translated through her suit system. You are human, impossible, you should not be here. Lyra blinked. You know what humans are? The alien's glow dimmed. Once, long ago, the ones who vanished into the dark, we thought your kind extinct. Lyra lowered her weapon slightly. Well, surprise. We're tougher than we look. The alien studied her carefully. You should not have come. This place is not safe. The heart sleeps and it hungers. The heart? She asked. Before the alien could answer, the floor trembled. A deep rumble shook the chamber and the walls began to pulse faster. The alien turned sharply. It's waking! Lyra ran after the alien as the ship groaned. Lightning-like energy crackled along the corridors. Pax's voice echoed in her earpiece. Captain, energy surge detected. Get out of there! Working on it, she yelled. They reached a large chamber where a glowing sphere floated at the center, surrounded by floating shards of crystal. It pulsed like a heartbeat. The alien raised its hands, chanting in a strange rhythm. It must not awaken. It remembers the war. Lyra didn't understand, but instinct told her that Sphere was the heart the alien mentioned, and it wasn't friendly. Suddenly, the energy flared. A shockwave hurled Lyra back against the wall. Her visor cracked. The alien screamed as light engulfed the room. Then, silence. When she opened her eyes, everything was still again. The sphere had dimmed. The alien lay on the floor, motionless. Lyra rushed to it, checking for signs of life. Its body was fading, turning translucent. "Don't let it awaken," the alien whispered weakly. "It feeds on memory, on life. We kept it contained for eons. Until the war. We failed," Lyra frowned. "Then let me help you." The alien's eyes met hers. "You cannot. Only humans could control it. You were the creators." Her mind froze. "Wait, humans built this thing?" The alien smiled faintly. "Once the galaxy trembled before your kind. You shaped worlds, forged suns, but pride consumed you. You vanished. Yet now one of you returns. Maybe there is hope." Its light faded completely. Lyra sat in stunned silence. "Humans have built this?" she whispered. Pax's voice came softly. "Captain, records show no evidence of such human technology." "Yeah," Lyra said, standing. "But that thing seemed pretty sure." She gazed at the dim heart. Somehow it felt familiar. Like something deep inside her recognized it. Back aboard Wayfarer's Hope, Lyra placed a sample of the alien alloy in the scanner. The results were impossible. Molecular structures intertwined with nanotech patterns resembling human DNA sequences. She leaned back in her chair, heart pounding. "What the hell were we, Pax?" "Unknown," the AI replied. "But evidence suggests human influence in this vessel's design." Outside, the derelict floated silently. But deep within its heart, faint light began to glow again, slowly like a heartbeat remembering life. Lyra didn't notice. She was staring at the stars, lost in thought. For the first time in years, she felt small, not in the hopeless way, but in the awe-filled way of realizing humans might once have been something greater. She whispered to herself, "Maybe the real treasure isn't the medal or credits. Maybe it's us." The ship drifted into the void, unaware that the heart's pulse was growing stronger, aware of her presence. The hum of the Wayfarer's Hope filled the small cabin. Lyra Ven hadn't slept since returning from the alien derelict. Her mind replayed every word the dying being had said. Only humans could control it. "You were the creators." She sat at her console, staring at the holographic scan of the strange alloy. Its patterns resembled something like human DNA mixed with machine code. Pax floated beside her, softly glowing. "Captain," the AI said, "energy readings from the derelict have increased by 40%. The structure appears to be reactivating." Lyra rubbed her eyes. "I figured it wouldn't stay quiet for long." "That thing, the heart, it's alive, isn't it?" "Not in any biological sense," Pax replied. "But it operates as a form of conscious energy. Possibly self-aware," she frowned. "And we somehow made it. Great." Pax rotated slightly. "If that alien was truthful, humanity's past might be far greater than recorded history suggests." Lyra leaned back, exhaling. "Humans building living starships, forging suns, ruling galaxies. That sounds like fantasy. We're barely keeping our own colonies fed these days." "Fantasy," Pax said, "is often the shadow of forgotten truth." Lyra gave a half-smile. "You've been reading too much old human poetry again." But deep down, the idea made her heart race. What if humanity really had a forgotten legacy? What if they were the reason this derelict still floated after eons? Hours later, she received a transmission. The display flickered, showing a stern man wearing the insignia of the Terran Recovery Directorate, a government branch that handled ancient tech salvage. "Captain Lyra Ven, this is Commander Wraith. We've intercepted your distress beacon from the Orion Fringe. You reported an unidentified structure?" "I didn't send a distress beacon," Lyra replied, confused. Wraith's tone hardened. "Then who did?" Before she could answer, a soft pulse came from the derelict. Lyra glanced at her sensor readouts. The derelict was broadcasting on every known frequency. A repeating signal. "Return the memory. Return the creators." Wraith heard it too. "That's human code," he muttered, shocked. "Where is that transmission originating?" "From the derelict," Lyra said slowly. "It's calling us." Wraith's eyes narrowed. "You are ordered to remain in your current position. Do not engage. We're dispatching a retrieval unit. The signal cut off. Lyra sat in silence for a moment. Pax, she said, how long until they get here? Approximately 9 hours, assuming slipstream stability. That gives us time to see what it wants, Lyra said. Standing up. Captain, Pax warned. The Directorate's orders were explicit. She grabbed her helmet. Since when have we been good at following orders? When Lyra re-entered the alien ship, it was brighter than before. The glowing veins along the walls pulsed in rhythm, as if the ship itself were breathing. Her boots touched down lightly in the low gravity. Heart of the ship, she said softly. Let's see what secrets you're hiding. As she walked deeper, her visor's sensors picked up faint holographic images, like echoes of the past. She saw tall, luminous beings, the same species as the one she met before. They stood beside humans, working together on massive machines. Pax's voice came through her comms, recording visual data. These appear to be historical memories projected by the vessel. Lyra touched one of the holograms. The image flickered, showing a group of human scientists in sleek white suits standing before a glowing sphere. The same heart she'd seen earlier. One of them spoke. His voice faint but clear. Project Lucent complete. The heart will preserve the legacy. If we fall, it will remember. Lyra's breath caught. They did build it, she whispered. The hologram shifted again, now showing chaos. Explosions. Alien ships attacking. The humans fought alongside their glowing allies, but one by one they fell. Then the heart dimmed and the images vanished. Captain, Pax said quietly. It appears humanity once led a great alliance, but something destroyed it. And the heart's been waiting ever since, Lyra said. A soft hum grew louder. The heart chamber door slid open on its own. The massive sphere floated again, brighter than before. It pulsed gently, almost like it was breathing in her presence. Lyra stepped closer. You've been waiting for humans, haven't you? The sphere pulsed once. Then a voice filled her mind, not through sound but through thought. At last, a voice of the Makers. We have slept too long. Lyra's eyes widened. You can understand me? We remember your kind, the ones who forged light and gave life to stars. You left us to guard the memory, but time eroded purpose. What happened to the humans who made you? She asked. They burned themselves in the fires of creation. Their reach exceeded their wisdom. The war ended all. Yet you remain different, smaller, quieter, but still human. Lyra swallowed hard. And what do you want from me? To remember what you were and what you can become. Suddenly her visor flashed red. Pax's voice cut through. Captain!
Incoming slipstream signatures, multiple vessels.
The Directorate has arrived early. The connection with the heart broke. Lyra turned and ran toward her ship. Outside, 3 massive Terran warships exited slipstream, their hulls gleaming under the dying sun. Commander Wraith's voice thundered over the comms. Captain Venn, stand down immediately. You are interfering with government property. Lyra ignored him, sprinting into her cockpit. Pax had already powered the engines. They've locked weapons, the AI warned. Then let's give them a chase. The Wayfarer's hope roared to life, breaking away from the derelict. Beams of light shot past as the warships opened fire. Lyra dodged between debris, engines screaming. Captain, Pax said, we can't outfight them. Then we outthink them. She flipped a control, sending a data burst to the heart. If it's really connected to us, maybe it'll help. Moments later, the derelict blazed with light. Energy arcs rippled across its hull. One of the warships exploded as a wave of energy hit it. The others scrambled, their shields failing. Lyra stared in shock. I didn't tell it to do that. Pax's tone was uneasy. Captain, the heart may be defending you. As the energy subsided, the heart transmitted a signal directly to her ship. Her console translated it. Human vessel recognized. Connection reestablished. Access granted to core archives. Her screen filled with encrypted data, old human coordinates, and star maps labeled legacy sites. Lyra whispered, It's giving us a map. To more like it, Wraith's voice returned, panicked. Van, shut it down! That technology is beyond control. Lyra looked at the glowing derelict one last time. Maybe for you, she said softly, but maybe not for us. She punched in jump coordinates. The Wayfarer's hope vanished into slipstream, leaving the warship spinning behind. When they emerged, the stars were calm again. Pax floated near her shoulder. We are now in uncharted space. No Directorate signals. Lyra leaned back in her seat, exhausted but exhilarated. Pax, pull up the coordinates the heart gave us. A holographic map appeared, dozens of glowing points across the galaxy. Each marked a legacy site. Looks like humanity left more than myths behind, she said quietly. Indeed, Pax replied. If these are active, they could contain technology far beyond modern capability. Lyra smiled faintly. Then I guess we've got work to do. She gazed at the stars, feeling something she hadn't felt in years, purpose. For the first time, she wasn't scavenging scraps. She was uncovering history. Humanity's history. Pax hovered closer. Captain, what if the Directorate follows us? Then they'll find out the same thing I did, she said. That humans were never just survivors, we were builders, dreamers. Maybe the real treasure wasn't the tech. Maybe it's the reminder that we can still become what we once were. The Wayfarer's hope turned toward the first coordinate, engines flaring. As it disappeared into the void far behind them, the derelict ship began to move slowly, purposefully, following the same path. Deep within its heart, a soft voice echoed once more. The creators have returned. The galaxy will awaken. The stars shimmered around Wayfarer's hope as it glided through uncharted space. For days, Captain Lyra Venn had followed the coordinates the heart had given her. Each point marked a legacy site, ancient human locations scattered across the galaxy. So far, she had visited two. The first had been a ruined city floating inside an asteroid, its walls covered with golden carvings of human faces. The second had been a moon with machines still running after thousands of years. Each site whispered the same message. Remember what you were. Now she was heading toward the third and final coordinate. Something about it felt different. The reading showed immense energy, far greater than the previous two. Pax, her AI companion, floated beside her with quiet curiosity. Captain, Pax said, this location matches no known star charts. I am detecting an artificial structure. Large enough to be a planet, Lyra frowned. A man-made planet? That can't be right. Not made, grown, Pax corrected. Its outer shell is organic metal. It's alive. Lyra stared through the cockpit glass as the planet came into view. It was breathtaking. A massive sphere half covered in glowing rivers of light, orbiting a dying star. It looked like a heart made of silver and fire. That's it, she whispered. The final legacy. When she landed, she stepped onto soft metallic soil that shimmered like glass. The air felt electric. All around her were tall structures shaped like crystal towers. Some moved as if breathing. Pax, she said, record everything. Humanity built this. I want proof. As she walked, the ground responded to her footsteps, lighting up beneath her boots. The deeper she went, the louder a hum became, low and steady like a heartbeat. At the center stood a great monument. It was a statue of a human, tall, noble, and holding a glowing orb. The face was calm, almost peaceful. At the base of the statue were words written in ancient Terran script. Lyra knelt to read them aloud. To those who remain, we were dreamers once. Let our echoes guide you home. She touched the letters gently. For a moment she felt warmth flow into her fingers. The ground beneath her opened, revealing a staircase descending into blue light. Guess that's my invitation, she murmured. The tunnel below led to a massive chamber filled with floating crystals. Each one projected a hologram of people. Men, women, children, humans from another age. They laughed, worked, and built together. It was like walking through a living museum. Pax, she whispered, awed. These are memory archives, the AI replied. Recorded consciousness fragments of ancient humans. A deep voice echoed through the chamber. Welcome, traveler, Lyra spun around. A figure formed from light. A tall man in a long coat with kind eyes. His form flickered like static. Who are you? She asked cautiously. I am the Guardian, he said, an echo of the humans who created the hearts. You are the first of our children to return. Children? She repeated, confused. The Guardian smiled softly. You are their descendants. We once ruled the stars, built wonders beyond imagination. But we forgot humility. In our pride, we created the hearts. Living machines meant to preserve life. When they grew beyond control, war consumed us. The survivors hid what was left of these sites, so that one day you might find them. Lyra's voice trembled. Why me? Why now? Because the galaxy sleeps, the Guardian said. The old alliances have vanished. The spark that made humanity great, courage, unity, curiosity, has dimmed. But you found the heart, you listened. That is why it answered you. Lyra stared at him, her mind racing. What do you want me to do? The Guardian raised a hand, and the holograms around them changed. They showed the heart from the derelict ship, glowing brighter, spreading energy through nearby systems. It is awakening others, he said. Soon every heart will rise again. But without guidance, they may see all life as unstable and return to their old purpose, preservation through destruction. You must teach them what humanity once knew: compassion, balance, hope. Lyra took a deep breath. You're asking one freelancer with a broken ship to save the galaxy. The Guardian smiled. No, Captain Van, I am asking a human. Before she could reply, Pax interrupted sharply. Captain! Directorate vessels are entering orbit. They found us, Lyra's stomach dropped. They traced the signal. The Guardian's voice grew softer. They fear what they do not understand. Protect the memory. Protect the heart. His image faded. Lyra ran back toward the surface, Pax hovering close. As they emerged, the sky blazed with light. Terran warships descended, their engines roaring. Commander Wraith's voice crackled through the comms. Lyra Ven, surrender the relics immediately. You are interfering with a government operation. She shouted back, you don't understand. These relics aren't weapons, they're our history. Wraith's reply was cold. History doesn't matter if it's dangerous. We'll contain it. Beams of energy fired toward her ship. The ground shook. The heart world's surface began to glow, reacting to the attack. Streams of light rose from the soil, forming massive shields of energy. Pax, she yelled, is the planet defending itself? Affirmative, Pax said. But its systems are unstable. Lyra thought fast. Then maybe I can stabilize it. The Guardian said it responds to humans. Maybe it'll listen. She sprinted toward the monument at the center. Her suit sensors beeped wildly as power surged around her. Captain, Pax warned, energy levels are reaching critical. I know, she said. Trust me. She placed her hand on the statue's glowing orb. A wave of warmth rushed through her body, and for a heartbeat she felt connected to everything. The planet, the hearts, the stars. Voices whispered in her mind. Countless human echoes from ages past. Remember who you are. She opened her eyes. Her ship's AI reading showed the heart world's power stabilizing. Its shield stopped attacking. Instead, beams of light reached out, touching the Directorate ships, not destroying them, but showing them visions of the past. Inside his ship, Commander Wraith saw the same thing. The rise of ancient humanity, their greatness, their fall, and their hope. His hands shook. We did this? He whispered. When the light faded, his ships powered down their weapons. Wraith opened a channel. Captain Ven, what did you do? Lyra smiled faintly. I reminded us what we were built for. Hours later, the heart world was calm again. The Directorate ships hovered quietly, their crews in awe. Lyra sat on the ramp of her ship gazing at the silver sky. Pax floated beside her. It seems the hearts recognize you as a leader, Captain. She chuckled softly. Let's not go that far. I'm just someone who listened. Listening, Pax said, is often the first step to rebuilding. Lyra looked out at the stars. You know, Pax, I think humans have spent too long searching for treasure. Gold, power, technology. But maybe the real treasure was us all along. Our ability to learn, to dream, to care. The AI glowed brighter, almost warmly. A poetic conclusion, Captain. Shall I record it? Yeah, she said with a small smile. Record it. Someone someday might need to hear it again. She stood, stretching her arms. Come on. The heart gave us dozens of coordinates. Let's visit the next one. Humanity's story isn't over. It's just beginning again. The Wayfarer's hope lifted off, engines glowing softly. As it rose into the stars, the heart world pulsed once, sending ripples of light across the galaxy. Far away, other hearts began to awaken, not in anger, but in remembrance and in the endless dark between stars. Whispers of ancient human voices echoed once more. We are the dreamers. We are the makers. We are the treasure.